of the movie, we see twin brothers, Lucas and Elias, playing together outside their house. When they return home, they find their mother whose face is covered with bandages. She scolds them for making their clothes dirty and asks them to take off their clothes and take a shower. After taking a shower, Lucas and Elias stand next to the counter in the kitchen when their mother makes a drink. She gives the juice to Elias only. Lucas whispers in Elias's ear that he also wants to drink. Elias tells this to his mother, but she refuses and tells him that Lucas can ask her for the juice himself. Elias tells her that she only made the supper for him and not for Lucas. She tells him that he knows well why she made the supper for him only. When their mother leaves the kitchen, Elias gives his drink to Lucas. He asks Lucas to apologize to Mom, but he doesn't listen to Elias. After this, the twin brothers and their mom play a game. In the game, their mother plays with Elias and writes "car" on the paper. She sticks it on Elias's forehead. Elias then guesses the thing by asking different questions. He eventually makes the right guess, and then it's his mother's turn. Elias sticks a piece of paper on his mother's forehead with "Mama" written on it. Their mother asks questions but fails to make a correct guess. In the next scene, Lucas stands near the main door, lifting the blinds up and down. Then, he joins his mother and Elias, who are playing the game. At night, Elias brushes his teeth in the washroom. While sliding the dental floss in and out between his teeth, he sees a creepy cockroach-like insect on the wall. Then, Lucas goes to the washroom and comes back with that insect in his hand. He puts that insect in a glass container already filled with the same insects. Then, the mother snatches their phone while they are playing the game on their bed. She only speaks to Elias and tells him that they will have to follow some new rules from now because her doctor has recommended taking a rest. She tells him that he will not go outside and will play in the garden only. She asks him to maintain silence at home and knock before entering her room. She also tells him that they will keep the blinds down because she has to avoid sunlight and no visitors will be allowed. Elias gets up and takes out 2 seashells wrapped in paper. He gives the seashells to his mother and tells her that he and Lucas brought this for her. His mother takes only 1 seashell and leaves the room. When the room's lights turn off, Elias and Lucas talk about how their mother has become a weird person after the operation. Then, Elias plays a lullaby on the tape recorder and then they both go to sleep. At dawn, Elias wakes up from a noise coming from the washroom. He goes and peeps through the half-open door and finds that his mother is applying an ointment on her operated face in the mirror. Suddenly, she notices and looks at the door in the mirror. Elias catches a glimpse of her bloody eye reflected in the mirror and runs back to the room. His mother comes to check the room, but Elias hides himself by standing still next to the room's wall. Next day, the 2 brothers play in the rain. When they are at home, they hear the doorbell ring. They check outside through the louvres of the blinds and then Elias goes to call his mother. He knocks at the door before entering and finds that his mother is sleeping. As he goes out of the room, his mother wakes up from her pretentious sleep and bites a cracker. When Elias goes back to the main door, he finds it open. He looks for Lucas and sees that he has let a delivery boy inside the house, who is keeping the groceries in their deep freezer. After some time, when Lucas and Elias play in the garden, their mother watches them from the washroom's window. She then takes off her shirt and checks her body in the mirror. While Lucas and Elias are outside the house, their mother wears a gown and looks at herself in the mirror. The twin brothers discover an underground place in the graveyard. They find a lot of bones and skulls there. In the midst of the bones, they find a cat. Then the mother appears without wearing the bandages, but as soon as she hears the footsteps of her sons, she quickly puts on the bandages again. Elias and Lucas secretly bring the cat in a box and take it to their room quickly. Their mother notices their nervous move and knocks at their door. She keeps on knocking the door until she finds it locked. When Elias opens the door, she goes inside and checks each and everything in the room. She finds a lighter on Lucas's bed and asks about it from Elias. Elias tells him that he used the lighter for burning some books. Then, she takes the keys of the room and leaves. In the evening, Lucas and Elias see their mother going towards the forest. When she reaches the forest, she takes off her clothes and bandages and starts shaking her head badly. Then, it is revealed that it was just a dream that Elias and Lucas saw. They wake up and see the container of cockroaches in the torchlight. They pick a cockroach and go to their mother's room. They find her sleeping with her mouth open. Elias puts the cockroach on her face. The cockroach goes inside her mouth, but she doesn't wake up. Lucas and Elias then sneak out of her room. The next morning, we see that one of the twin brothers is playing the piano, and the mother is spraying white paint on the wall outside the house. Then, Elias and Lucas watch a family photo album together. They find that their parents' wedding photo has been removed. Then, they see their mother's photo with a woman who is dressed the same like her and remove it from the album. Lucas and Elias search for their mother on Google and see that their house has been put for sale on a website. Elias places a recorder under his mother's bed, but he hides under the bed when his mother arrives in her room. She drops some medicines near the bed, which she then picks up and leaves. Elias gets up and goes to Lucas, who went outside through the sliding door of the room when he heard his mother coming. Elias and Lucas go to their room and find that their cat is not there. When they search for it under the bed, their mother calls Elias to do the house chores. While cleaning the house, Lucas turns off the vacuum cleaner when he and his brother hear their mother is talking to someone on the phone. They find her saying to someone that she cannot play along anymore and he has to face it. Later, they both search for their cat everywhere in the house. They go to the basement and find it dead. Lucas tells Elias that he thinks that their mother has killed their cat. Then, they empty the large glass container of cockroaches in their room and fill it with water. They keep their cat's corpse inside that glass container and place it on the table in the lounge. They hide behind the curtains and watch their mother. When she sees the cat's dead body, she brings a jar of cockroaches and puts them inside the glass container. Elias runs and tries to stop his mother. He tells her that she is not his mother but a stranger. He and Lucas ask their mother to show her birthmark to them. Their mother slaps Elias and takes him to his room forcefully and locks the door from inside. Lucas goes behind them and hears his mother beating Elias. She asks him to say 10 times that she is his mother. She asks him to never talk to his brother and tells him that only he will get the clothes and meals from now on. When she leaves the room, Lucas goes inside and finds his brother crying in the bed. While Lucas comforts him, Elias tells him that their mother wants to tear them apart. In the next scene, their mother is seen crying on her bed, facing the window. Lucas and Elias beat each other for fun and ask if it hurts. At night, Lucas stays up and keeps an eye on the door. After some time, Elias guards the door and Lucas goes to bed. Elias wakes up and sees that their room's door is open. He takes a blade in his hand and goes to his mother's room. Elias cuts open his mother's belly while she is sleeping. When he elongates the cut, a lot of cockroaches come out of her belly. Then, it is revealed that Elias sees this happening in his dream. Elias makes Lucas trim his hair just like him so that their mother will not be able to identify Lucas. Their mother unlocks their room, but Elias and Lucas keep a table in front of the door. She asks them to open the door as she will not scold them anymore. They move the table aside and their mother comes inside. They see that she has removed the bandages from her face. She gives Elias something to play. Elias asks her if they can go outside and play. When she opens the main door for them, they push her aside and run outside towards the forest. On their way, they see a man burning bundles of hay. Then, Elias and Lucas go to a church and ask for help from a man who is sweeping the floor. Elias asks him if he is the priest, but the man tells him that he is a sexton. Elias asks him about the priest. When the man tells him that the priest is not here, Elias tells him that he wants to call him. In the next scene, Elias and Lucas go to the police station with the priest in his car. They make him explain their situation to the police. The priest drives Lucas and Elias home. The twins are reluctant to go back to their house. Then, he meets their mother and asks her to explain what was happening. She tells him that it is probably because of the separation with her husband and also the accident she had some time ago. She tells him that this might be the reason why her kids are depressed and not behaving well with her. She locks all the doors again and goes to her bedroom. Then, she takes her medicine and weeps in bed. When she wakes up in the morning, she finds that Lucas and Elias have tied her hands and feet to the bed. She asks Elias to untie her, but Lucas and Elias tell her that she must tell them about their mother. She constantly tells Lucas that she is his mother. They show her the picture they had taken from the family photo album. She tells him that the other girl in the picture was her friend who always dressed the same. Then, the boys unlock a room and watch a video of their mother on the laptop. They notice that their mother's lenses are brown in the video. They go back to her and check her eyes. She gets irritated and tells them that she wears brown contact lenses which are in the bathroom. Elias and Lucas go and search for the brown lenses in the bathroom. Lucas tells him that he should not believe her, but Elias tells him that he has changed his mind. They start fighting. After a while, Lucas and Elias are seen sitting beside the bathtub with bleeding noses. Then they hear their mother's voice, who is trying to untie herself. When Elias goes to her room, she asks him to talk to her and settle everything. But Elias doesn't listen to her and keeps calling Lucas, who doesn't seem to respond to him. He shows his mother the video she recorded of him in which she beat her and forced her to stay away from Lucas. He asks how his real mother could do that to him. She apologizes to him and insists Elias untie her so she will make breakfast for him. As Elias tries to untie her, Lucas shows up and stops him. He shows Lucas that the birthmark on her face is fake. She tells him that she had to make that fake mark because the doctor removed it during the surgery as it was dangerous. After some time, they tie her head to the bed with the help of bandages and torture her with sunlight. They keep on asking her about their real mother, but she doesn't say a word. Elias then sticks a tape on her mouth. It's then a woman and a man from the Red Cross visit their house for donation. They find the door open and look for people inside the house. The mother tries to shout out so that those people could come and rescue her. When they go upstairs following the sound, Lucas and Elias show up. Elias tells them that it's the sound of their dog and his mother is not at home. But they stay to meet his mother. The woman asks Elias about his school and what he does all day. Lucas signals Elias to come and he leaves them with an excuse to go to the toilet. They take the money from their mother's bag and Elias gives it to that man and woman. The woman tells Elias that they don't take donations from children, but he tells her that his mother has given him the permission. The man tells the woman that the house is big enough and it seems like the family can afford such an amount. Meanwhile, their mother somehow removes the tape off her lips and screams for help. The man and the woman leave the house. Elias and Lucas hear their mother scream and run upstairs. They glue her lips and go outside. Later, they bring food for her and cut the binding of the glue on her lips with scissors. Then, they see that she has peed in her pants, so they untie her and ask her to change the bedsheet. While she takes off the sheets, she somehow manages to escape and runs towards the main door, but her feet get stuck in a wire and she falls on the ground. Right after that, they drag her inside the house and light candles around her. Elias then puts the candle in the glass container and burns the cat's corpse. His mother asks him to talk to her and they will make a deal. She tells him that she will also play with Lucas from now on and will also prepare meals for him, but he has to believe her that she is his real mother. She tells him that Lucas has died in an accident and he wasn't responsible for Elias' demise, but Lucas tells Elias that she is lying. Elias asks her to tell him what Lucas is doing now. His mother tells him that she cannot see Lucas. He tells her that their real mother would know what Lucas is doing. Then, Lucas burns the curtain with a candle and Elias joins him. His mother screams and asks him to stop him, but the burning curtain falls down and burns her to death. After some time, the firemen arrive at the house and we see that Elias and Lucas happily reunite with their mother's spirit.